Greetings. That's you, Aquarius. This is Tarot Lumination, and it is your July 2019 report. Okay, so let's make the best of it. You've probably heard from other channels and so on that this is a really big deal month. Well, it's true. Same thing over here at Tarot Lumination. So, as usual, I'm going to shuffle the cards to the last second, even though they're already pre-shuffled. I like to go to the last second so that you're a witness. No jumpers, no flyers, no reversals, but we are going to have a little oracle at the very end. Okay? So before we get into it, let's do the thing where we look at the astrodoodles. Okay, so I'm just going to show you basic information. This is my own personal information. I just put it on my calendar, and it's all it is. It's information, but they are calendar moments. I'm just going to focus on the yellow stuff, okay? That's what we're going to deal with here on the public reports. If you need to get any deeper, you know where to come. Check the links below. Very early on, around July 2nd or so, we have the new moon eclipse in Cancer. The sun is aligned with the moon. And there's also a bunch of other planets there, and we're on the north node. So it's kind of a big deal. Next, we have the full moon eclipse over there around the 16th, where the Capricorn moon is opposing all the Cancer stuff, and the Capricorn moon is lined up with Pluto and Saturn. So again, that's a big deal. All of that is sitting on the nodal axis, and that's a big deal. Over here, I'm adding in that, please remember, we have 5 planets retrograde for most of the month, okay? That's a big deal. Okay, let's get to you. Sorry, I was got carried away there. Look, so this is the Aquarius astrodoodle. It's a conglomerate of things. It's not really a real chart. I'm just cherry picking highlights that I use. So the big thing that we just talked about, that yellow stuff on that other board, the eclipses, the Cancer Capricorn nodal axis. This is the north node over here. Oops, let's write that in. I don't want to forget that for you, Aquarius. I hope I got it for everybody else. I'm not going to dwell on the nodal axis itself. I'm just mentioning that it's there for all the astrology buffs who love that stuff. So this is the new moon over here, okay? July 2nd, sun and moon aligned, and Venus is sort of hovering, Mars is sort of hovering, but let's just focus on the new moon. So that's happening for you over here in your 6th house, okay, Aquarius? That's your house of like chores, tasks, jobs, the Virgo energy. Think of things like refining, cleansing, purifying, just doing what has to be done to stay alive and just get on with things. Chores, tasks, the stuff of life, a day job, okay? Sometimes it's not very thankful, you know? Like the classic scenario would be like a caregiver or a nurse, and everybody just takes you for granted, okay? But it's a hell of a lot of work, and it takes a lot of responsibility and a lot of humility to do that kind of work. Also, I think of it in terms of habits. So look at this. This is your health axis over here. So the whole health axis is lit up by the nodal axis, all right? Multiple planets over here. We got the full moon eclipse towards the middle end of the month, okay? The moon and Saturn and Pluto all piled up here, opposing the sun over here. So this is like new starts and new beginnings about perhaps just as simple as a day job, but all the way up to creating brand new starts and new beginnings with no going back. Okay, it's an eclipse regarding how you take care of yourself. Habits, healthy habits. What are your habits right now? What can you do to improve your health habits? Because that will affect how the world sees you and how you appear in the world, which affects your relationships. I'm not going to focus on here much, but over here, look at this. Towards the end of the month, Sun enters Leo. That's full-on opposition energy to you. And Mercury is going to be in Leo for most of the month, retrograde. Uh-oh. So this could be like action replays, rewinds, like what the bleep is going on in my relationship. That kind of energy. And it's a strong message to reconfigure, realign. Don't be scared of the retrogrades. Take advantage of them, okay? So without being too much of a grumpy bear, my feeling is that you will find out a lot more by the full moon eclipse about what is not working in your life. That would be indicated over here, kind of in this 12th house, the spiritual dumpster, your own personal private trash can, the basement, the attic, the hospital, the refuse site, the place where you stuff everything that you can't handle, and hopefully it just dies and goes moldy and rotten and falls away. Anyway, so with this axis here, it's being lit up. So you might have some like awkward, rude awakenings about how you have been continuing without even knowing it to be your own worst enemy and undermining yourself and continuing to bury things that need to be understood. You've got to reveal it to heal it. And then, oh, now the new moon eclipse will finally make sense. And then you can go back, make new starts and new beginnings here on how to create fresh, much healthier habits in your life, which will improve everything, including love and relationship. Okay? So let's just get to the cards. We're going to use the Tarot Lumination Crucible spread. It's on the understanding that there's you, Aquarius, a significant other, and a third entity, a living thing called the relationship itself. Okay? And you guys own that. Also, this reading is all about you. It's not a couples reading. We're just allowing for your co-star. Also, singles, if you want to, you can watch this, but you have to allow for the laws of attraction and what you're putting out into the universe and what's potentially coming back at you. All right? You can also watch for your sun, moon, and rising if you have 3 different, okay? And then you're going to have to do a kind of a reinterpretation, see which is the really, really dominant theme, okay? You'll figure it out. So let's get on with it. Invite your invisible friends. Surround yourself with your angels and all the beings from beyond. They love to be invited. They're there anyway, but it works so much better when you build a relationship and you invite them in, okay? Bless this deck. Bless every single card. The deck's done thousands of readings and it seems like it just wants to keep going. So that's what we're going to do. Okay, over here, this is you, Aquarius. What are you radiating? Think of yourself like a smartphone, sending out signals and receiving signals. Okay, significant other over here, same for them. Deep inside of you, deep inside of the other, and the core of the relationship itself. Can you see this? This is the crucible. Okay, a crucible is a bowl type structure which is designed to withstand intense chemical reactions like in a laboratory, which is just what happens in human relationships. So what is the nature of your crucible? What's in your crucible? Okay? You own this thing. Don't forget. Okay? And so if you also think of it as like a potted plant, what are you growing here? This is a living thing. Okay? So what is being grown here? Over here, now this is all lives in an environment. Just like a potted plant lives in an environment. You're surrounded by energy. You're surrounded by the healing power of love, surrounded by stress, all of it. Planetary influences, I call it the weather. Okay? The lovers are here. So I think this is relating very heavily towards the Leo sun and the Mercury retrograde in Leo, which is going to be opposing you um, towards the end of the month when we get into the August readings for you, Aquarius. Sometimes what can happen, okay, it might be very uncomfortable for you, like the sun isn't here right now, but there's an awful lot of energy piling up for you here in the 12th house of self-undoing, the house of self-deception, loss, betrayal, lies, deceit, even though it's ruled by Neptune, and which would normally, indicate the idealization of things, the beauty, the wonder, the art of things, uh, the the energy of universal love as opposed to conditional love. But it's ruled by Capricorn over here for you, Aquarius, in your 12th house. So with that much energy piled up in your 12th house, it might be an unrelenting sense of like a heavy pressure on your shoulder, like a mean school teacher who's like gripping your shoulder really tight and saying, "Okay, Aquarius, have you finally understood my message to you? You have to reveal it to heal it. You're still not doing it. You still have more to reveal." And that's painful. That's miserable. So sometimes when you have a lot of stuff piled up going through the 12th house, that can be just miserable, frankly. Okay, so please allow for that. But the thing that I was just talking about earlier with the lovers, I feel it's more to do with this energy over here, which is going to come much later in the month, okay? Big issues regarding relationships, okay? Big decisions regarding relationships. uh, Fuller understanding, like, what is the nature of my relationship? Who is this person over here? What is this thing that we own called a relationship? I never thought about it that way. Oh no. And then you realize, oh my God, every day, moment by moment, I'm making decisions. Am I in? Am I out? Am I compromising? Am I being compromised? And then you make decisions and act accordingly. Are you being loving? Are you being loved? Do you love thyself? Let's have a look. All comes down to decisions. This is a very blessed thing, okay? Don't forget, it's a very blessed thing, but sometimes, I mean, we can learn so much in relationships. Sometimes it's the most powerful place to do so much growth and evolving and learning in the context of a relationship. No matter how awesome you might be without a relationship, certain things can only happen in the context of the relationship. Let's have a look. What are you radiating? Okay, big to me feels big question marks. Gee, it's like, oh, Tarot Lumination, I wish I had never watched this video. This is making me depressed. What am I supposed to do? How am I supposed to handle this? You're telling me that it's just piling on and it's piling on and I got to reveal it to heal it. I've already been doing all that and you're telling me there's more. And Tarot Illumination says, yes, it never stops, but it's a lot of pressure right now. It's coming at you very indirectly, but you might feel it in a very like a queasy, uncomfortable, like deep in the pit of your stomach discomfort type of way. Am I doing my best? What is my best? What am I supposed to do with all the love energy that I have already? I've done so much work to get here and be here, who I am this way today, right now. I am an Aquarius. I'm always on the cutting edge. I'm always exploring and looking into the bizarre and the weird and the unknown, including myself and the healing power of love and all these things that happen on this channel. Okay? What now? What now? What now? Oh no, oh no, oh no. Yeah. Well, it's better, it's, if you think of this as a weather report, then this is good news for you, even though you might not like what I'm saying so far. Okay, I'm just a messenger, okay? Aquarius, I'm just an instrument of an instrument, okay? Don't blame me, blame the channel. What about them? Aha! Okay, so with the Ace of Pentacles over here for a significant other, they wouldn't have had this unless they'd earned it. So something really profound must be going on in this relationship, in your life, in your world, Aquarius, for the other party to be able to transmit these kind of frequencies where it's just like, oh, wow, serious new starts and new beginnings. Okay. And it's probably to do with something to do with love and relationship. But if you think of it as their energy is sitting over here opposing you in the energy of relationship, okay? So it's like they're looking at you like that. Whoa, whoa. And because of what is happening with you, okay, think of what happens in relationships. One of the most powerful gifts, most amazing things about relationships is the mirror effect, okay? So just imagine you're just being you, and then you've got a significant other, and they're just being themselves, and they're seeing like, wow, this is actually an amazing opportunity for me to become more awesome and get more tuned in to my own self-worth about who I am, how I am, where I came from, and where I'm going. And it's happening in the context of this relationship with the Aquarian, okay? So this is really, really good. I'm happy for them. It's almost like it's their own completely separate thing, their own separate journey. They can get their own readings. They can watch their own stuff. You can cross-watch for them if you want to, okay, Aquarius? They're making decisions, profound decisions about what to do and how to do it in the context of this relationship, just like you. But they see it from a very different perspective, okay? Maybe they're sensing like, wow, this is a really good time to like really come down to earth and start to define my priorities, my principles, the things that I want, the things that I deserve that are right for me and that are measurable, eh, eh, measurable items of love and relationship. In other words, like going back to the theme of love is as love does. In other words, we're not just talking about it or dreaming it. It's like, I need to see this. I want this. I deserve this. I need results. Okay. I can see the chance and the opportunity for that to happen. And you might be over here like, serious? You've got seriously high expectations. I'm barely hanging on as it is. And it's just like, well, that's not my problem. I'm living my journey too. Okay. So deep down inside of you, okay, with the King of Swords, to me, it feels like an oh gulp moment, OMG moment, where there's a part of you which would really like to reach out and get professional help in this situation of the relationship. But there's also the other part of it, like another, if you think of it from another perspective, is that you know so much already. You you are already the authority. You have no reason to doubt yourself in terms of your integrity or your authority or your honesty or your own truth. And having done huge amounts of work to reach mastery, at least to get where you are now, even though it seems to me like there's still a lot of challenges going on with the soul evolution thing, all the eclipses and stuff. I'll do a demo in a moment. With all of this, this is really, to me, very awkward, uncomfortable, difficult pressure to handle. But I think you're handling it because you've been under pressure for a long time with this, because this has been going on for a long time and it still has years to go. Okay, so you're doing an incredibly good job of handling something that's very, very difficult. The thing about the eclipses here in July is that this is really going to be amplified to a point of almost like critical mass. Okay, but you can do it, you can handle it. I feel like I should do this demo thing right now. Okay, I'm just going to do it. All right, here we go. Hello, Aquarius. Greetings. Hi, this is Tarot Lumination. I'm going to try and describe what I mean by the eclipses, okay? I personally feel that eclipses are like evolutionary gateways. I've shared this little analogy with every other report this month. So let's just say, like, you're living your life, being the best Aquarius that you can be, sun, moon, or rising, and the eclipses come along. You don't have a choice. Oh, there's an elevator in front of me. There's nowhere else for me to go. I just have to go in the door. Just open. So now you're in the elevator, and then it goes. Oh my gosh, what's happening? What's happening? What's happening? I'm changing. I know it. Click. And then the elevator doors open up, but it's on the other side because it's one of those two-sided elevators. Ha ha ha. So you come out. Oh, there's nowhere else to go except here. Okay. That's a spiritual gateway. That's an evolutionary gateway, and you just went through it. Wah, wah, out. In, up, out. It's a gateway. Click, clickety click. The eclipses kind of don't allow any kind of, going back. You can try. Good luck with that. Okay, let's go back. Work to do. Okay, I hope that helps you understand the way things are right now. Let's keep going over here. Okay, so to me, this feels like it's really perplexing for the other party deep down inside. I think, like at first glance, they're thinking like, this is my chance. This is my opportunity to evolve and grow and like create a newer, better reality for me. Awesome, awesome, awesome. But deep down, you have to understand this other party. Remember, it's not a couple's reading. It's all about you, and this is just your co-star. You have to understand that they are profoundly impacted by this energy over here of the lovers, like the profound understanding of what's actually going on in love, what's actually going on in my life, what's actually going on in my relationship. So they're experiencing that as well, but from over here. And so with the hangman happening deep here at their soul level, my feeling is that like on top, let's just like, oh, wow, this is amazing. We'll figure this out some way, somehow. But deep down, I don't feel that they're aware of it. it's actually very disorienting for them. And what their soul is doing at a deep emotional, like deep soul level, is basically like, what's the word? Disconnecting from, oh, it's all, that's what dissociative behavior. You know what happens when you are in a traumatic event, or you've heard some terrifying, shocking news that is so scary, or even something so wonderful that your physiological body can't handle it, you kind of go into this state of dissociation, like you become disembodied from yourself, and you start watching your life like you're watching a movie of you. So I think deep down, that's kind of what's happening to the other party because of whatever's happening with them on their version of the eclipses. I'm just going to show you, Aquarius. You'll notice all the others over here, they all have the same big red squiggle down the middle. So whoever this is over here, they've got their own big red squiggly thing down the middle as well somewhere. So they are having to cope through July with their eclipsey thing, like just like you are. And on the surface, it seems like there's like not just things are okay, but actually things are actually kind of good. But deep down, it's actually causing a really deep, well, like morphing thing, which is triggering dissociation. Okay, maybe you'll witness that or not. I don't know if you will actually detect any of that or not. I don't think they'll even know that it's happening to themselves. Well, I think the soul is doing this in order to protect itself from all that stuff that's out there. Okay, because it's such a strong eclipse. The eclipses are such a strong thing that there's only so much an individual can handle. And so this part of the soul energy might be saying here for the other, like, I can only handle so much. This is only, we're only going to take on what we can handle, and everything else will have to wait till the next eclipse cycle in 6 months or even 19 and a half years. And that's just how it has to be. Sorry. I'm just the soul trying to cope. And if I'm dissociating, that's just how it has to be, because that's how we're actually going to survive and thrive and prosper and move on. So I'm actually doing you a favor, dear significant other one. Anyway, let's look into the relationship. Okay, it's actually kind of an extreme reading. Okay, so with the Wheel of Fortune here, to me, I felt this really strong energy just now, like, oh well, what can I do? Remember, this is your reading, Aquarius. Like, what can I do? Do I have any choices here, Tarot Lumination? Do I have any power in this situation? Am I being totally swept along by the fates? Is this relationship just completely out of control? Do I have any say in like what goes or what does not happen? What about the comings and goings of them, about the comings and goings of myself? I've already done an amazing job. I'm still doing an amazing job of being the best Aquarian that I can be over here. But I think what the relationship is saying at the core is that there is more to come. There will be more to come. And so be prepared now. Get used to the idea. It's almost like just imagine your parents take you to an amusement park and they say, okay, it's about time you learned how to survive the ups and downs of a huge roller coaster and a big wheel. So you understand the energy of fear and wonder that's happening simultaneously. And your parents just throw you onto this thing. And you're like, oh, okay, I don't know. And then all of a sudden you're like up. And it's absolutely terrifying. And then it's down. And that's terrifying. And then it comes up again. And then it goes down again. And that's terrifying. And then you realize 1 minute you're crying your eyes out and screaming. And the next minute you're laughing. You're laughing your insane head off. And I think that's what's happening here in the relationship. I think the effect that's going on in July with whatever's happening with you and the other and the relationship, it's very, very much got the characteristics of almost like an out of control roller coaster. And you don't have a choice. There is no choice except to hold on. One minute you're going to hold on and you're going to be screaming. The next minute you're going to hold on and be laughing your head off. And then all this will change. Something will happen in August. August. August for you on those reports, Aquarius, that's going to be the full-on Leo energy. Okay, we're going to have all that Leo stuff fully opposing you. So maybe this is good that you get this message now, you know, so that you don't get caught off guard in the August reports or after the eclipses. Okay. Also, it would be perfectly normal to feel your, I don't want to use, you might need to have a barf bag as you go through this energy, like the convulsions and the shifts and changes and dealing with the eclipse, going through that thing that we talked about earlier. Up, whoop, whoop. That could almost feel like a space ride, some ways very disorienting, but you'll deal with it, okay? Because you've got all this, okay? You've got all this going for you, all right, Aquarius? Let's see over here. Okay, so in the end, let's say this roller coaster ride thing is over and the relationship can handle it. It was like almost too much. It's like, whoa, this is just way, way too much. It's just, oh, I can't handle it. But you're still here. The relationship is still here and the ride is over. Everything calms down towards the end of the month. And you've gone through the eclipses. Remember, the eclipses have a long-term trajectory, months and months. So at least the roller coaster will calm down, hopefully just by the end of the month, to get you ready for the Leo opposition season. And then it's kind of like, I see what you're talking about now, Tarot Lumination. See what I get it, I get it. The only things that there are certain things that can only be understood and learned and healed in the context of a loving relationship. And the important thing is to make the decision to be in the relationship and to accept the ups and the downs as we intimate and we separate and so on. And sometimes it's too much for people. A lot of people, all they want is the good stuff and everything else. If you don't get anything, if you can't stand all the challenges and obligations, duties, responsibilities, and commitments, then the other person just walks away. It's just too much. But in this situation, I feel you're kind of in it, okay? In it to win it. And you come out the other side, okay. Back to Tarot Lumination stuff. You got to reveal it to heal it. So you realize your own weak points. You are growing something here. So you're learning something very, very valuable out of this relationship. And they are too. They're very, very lucky to have you or to have had you, or hopefully, or maybe the chance to continue having you. Either way, you benefit, okay, Aquarius, by discovering an awful lot more about what needs healing and how to do it, because there's so much that is revealed here that needs healing. And at the same time, guess what happens, like happens in a lot of life? It's about removing obstacles. The wealth and the value and the talents and gifts and resources that you have are already there. It's just that they can be obscured by the lack of healing. Okay, so my feeling is that this Seven of Pentacles here relates very much to the process of reveal it to heal it. And then you realize, okay, it's work, it's tasks, it's chores. I got to refine, I have to cleanse, I have to purify, I have to tend the garden of my soul. Okay, and do that over here. And then we move on. Of course, they're going to have something similar. They're going to have the benefits of this too, but this is really all about you, okay? So let's just see what happens when we pull this oracle thingy, okay? Give me a moment here. Now this is just like a little, hold on, I need a, thank you. This is the Romance Angels deck. You'll just have to trust the process. I'm going to pull a card, and whatever it is, it's good for you, okay? It's just like need-to-know basis. It's all on a need-to-know basis. Here it is. Is it safe for you to love? Well, with all that stuff going on that we talked about, I could understand why you would be questioning things. Things could feel very, very wobbly and very disorienting for you through July. And then when you get into the August Leo season, you might feel it face on, full on. And of course, if there is fear or especially deep fear because of like, the instability, are you going to get hurt? Are you going to get even more hurt by going even deeper into love and relationship and taking full advantage of all of this energy? Or are you so scared about what's happening that you retreat and withdraw, and then you lose all the benefits of this? Okay, so safety and security is a big issue, and that's very much related to the Cancerian energy. The Cancer energy is all about safety and security, home, family, protection, protection, protection. Okay, so it says here, open your heart to give and receive the highest energy of all. Okay, that's great for me to say here on the channel for you. Can you see her? She's, just basically riding through her local castle and her village, and she's surrounded by angels over here and over here. And there's this fellow over here, and obviously she's just concerned. I think she's just concerned about whether it really, really, really is safe to open her heart, to open your heart. Forget the gender issue. Sorry about that. Guys, you can watch this whole thing too if you want, okay? Let's have a look. It is safe for you to love, okay? You know what I said earlier? I said, you know what? Did you see that? Typo. I said, is it safe for you to love? Okay? In fact, it says, it is safe for you to love. Let's do it again. It is safe for you to love, okay? See the difference of tone? All right. So I'm just going to read from the book, and hopefully this will have some relevance to you. Remember, watch for your sun, moon, and rising. Okay. It is safe for you to love, Aquarius. Open your heart to give and receive the highest energy of all. This card indicates that you're protecting your heart from hurt because of painful relationship experiences. However, the angels can only bring in as much romance as you will allow inside, okay? So if you've been damaged, broken, and hurt before, it's totally understandable that you might shut down and block your heart energy. So if you have a shield around your heart, how is love to get in? A closed heart repels the sensitive partner that you're trying to attract. Following your inner guidance will protect you and simultaneously allow you to feel loved and to be loving. Trust your intuitive senses with respect to other people's trustworthiness, and open your heart to those who are kind and gentle and who show evidence of being worthy of deserving your trust. Okay? Don't just do it to anybody. Right? Ask the angels to bring caring individuals, including a romantic partner, into your life, and they will do so, provided that you listen to and follow their guidance. I would like to say if this was a live show right now, we would play the little Tarot Lumination song, I Am Guided, I Am Protected, but it is now available on Spotify. So anyway, I think the message here was very simple, very straightforward, and very clear. Okay, I'm not going to repeat it. I'm not going to actually bother to analyze it. You can watch it again in the action replays if you need to. The only thing that concerns me is that if you've endured or suffered some very painful things in the past, and your gut reaction is to close off big chunks of your heart, then that would be like an obvious, sensible thing to do. But you're probably realizing that, when it's that closed up, you can't receive and you can't transmit the energy. And so, in other words, you have to be more discriminating. Let me just show something. Aha. Okay? You have to be more discriminating about how you share your love and with who, where, and when. Over here, this is the sixth house. It's about discrimination. Okay? Being picky. Not just anybody will do, but being very specific, making sure that you do the cleansing, the refining, and the purifying, and you do the work, you reveal the talents and gifts that you have that are worthy of being shared, and you share that with someone who is worthy of your love, okay? So it's really important to be discerning, to be very discriminating. That's sixth house energy. That's the new moon. Let me just go over here. Hold on. That would be the Cancer new moon eclipse. A very powerful message. Vroom, doo, doo. Time to be more discriminating, more selective, more picky. All right, let's go back. Okay, Aquarius, that's it. I hope this helps you. Do whatever you got to do. Check the links below if you need more, okay? All the best. And stay tuned for August, okay, and the Leo season. All right, bye-bye.